Yo! Back at this thing again. G-Dro watching more disturbing things. 12 most disturbing jungle encounters caught on camera. Creepy ass stuff for October because of Halloween coming up soon. Nothing else left to be said. Let's just watch and observe what the hell about to happen in the jungle. I know it's gonna be some crazy, creepy stuff, so, oh yeah, and also show some love. Link in the description below. Let's get it to it.
On October 15th, 2024, what began as a routine fishing trip took a dark and unexpected turn for Will Kayakero, known for his popular kayak fishing videos. While out on the Salto Grande Reservoir in Sao Paulo, Brazil, with a group of friends, they suddenly noticed a strange odor drifting across the water.
Caramba, agora aquela carniça lá, tem bicho morto aqui, ó. Aqui.
What the hell is that?
Will assumed it might be a dead capybara, but upon checking, he discovered a human body that still had shoes on. He immediately called the police and stayed at the scene until they arrived. The remains were later removed, and an investigation was launched. Out of respect for the situation, Will refrained from filming the authorities at work, but he later shared what had happened. His account quickly spread online and was picked up by a news outlet the very same day. The identity of the deceased and the circumstances of their death remain unknown. Near the Amazon River in Brazil, a group of friends were standing outside a house, chatting casually.
It's all lagging and shit. The first clip was... It wasn't so bad, you know what I'm saying? It was bad, though, because, you know what I'm saying, it was a dead human that they found in green-ass water and shit. But what's crazy is, he talked about he might have been a dead capybara. I never seen a capybara dead before. That would have been disturbing, I ain't gonna front. Who the hell would eat capybara? They be on fucking alligators and shit. That's what I'm saying, you feel me? Bob, let's get back into this shit. Let's watch what happened next.
With no reason to expect anything unusual, the video's creator was showing how floodwaters had reached their yard. The original footage, uploaded on January 29, 2018, has since gained over 2 million views. Suddenly, a predator appeared in the water nearby. At first, it seemed like the crocodile would simply pass by without paying any attention to the people. Instead, it began crawling out of the river toward them. The family tried to think of a way to scare it off, but nothing came to mind. All they could really do was keep filming and avoid getting too close. But then something even more shocking happened.
Taking selfies with the alligator and shit. That's crazy.
Segura aqui. Ué, ele tá com o toco?
Olha outro ali, ó.
Opa!
Man, it's two. Yeah, I guess they're pretty hungry. They're ready for lunch or something like that.
Another, much larger crocodile emerged from behind. Unlike the first one, this predator moved with confidence and made an attempt to attack the group. Terrified, they quickly ran back and took shelter behind the house. A hungry crocodile is extremely dangerous, especially when it's moving directly toward you with such determination. In the Brazilian jungle, a passerby once encountered what has been called the loneliest man in the world. Literally. He was the last surviving member of an exterminated tribe, living alone on a territory of more than 8,000 hectares. He moved from hut to hut, built new shelters, hunted, gathered fruit, cultivated crops, and dug dozens of mysterious pits whose purpose was never explained. He never interacted with anyone, living as if he were an entire tribe of one. Because of this, he became known as the Man of the Hole. For years, the only public image of him was a single photograph, shown on Brazilian television back in 1998. Experts noted that the man appeared healthy, surviving by hunting and growing papaya and corn. Observers estimated his age to be just over 50 at the time. By law, outsiders were strictly forbidden from entering his territory. Very little is known about him, even though he has been the subject of countless articles and books. What is certain is that no one outside his tribe ever managed to make direct contact with him. Such contact could have been deadly. Members of isolated tribes often lack immunity to modern diseases, meaning even a simple cough could prove fatal. The man himself had made it clear he did not wish to be approached, firing arrows at anyone who tried to come near. In 2022, Brazil's indigenous agency FUNAI discovered him dead in a hammock decorated with macaw feathers. Bullet casings and signs of attacks were found nearby. He was about 60 years old. He lived his entire life in solitude, never sharing his name or his language with the world. His grave, tragically, was soon desecrated by local farmers. He was fishing from his kayak on one of the tributaries of the Madeira River when a hungry predator suddenly lunged at him. The terrifying footage was uploaded to the channel Tommy Treetop. Travel blogger Tommy was out on the water in his kayak, casting his line in hopes of catching something, only to reel in a nightmare he never expected.
What the fuck? Fuck you, you fucking cocksucker!
Watch closely. If you slow the video down, you can clearly see a massive black caiman exploding out of the water and slamming into Tommy's boat. Its powerful jaws nearly tore a chunk right out of the kayak. Luckily, the reptile just missed his hand. Had it connected, Tommy might have been dragged under and forced into a life-or-death struggle with the crocodilian. Tommy yanks his...
The crocodilian? I never heard no shit like that before.
He quickly paddles away, bringing both his fishing trip and his vlog to an abrupt and frightening end. At the mouth of the mighty Amazon River...
Yeah, all these crocodiles... Damn, I'll just pause real quick.
Scientists stumbled upon an astonishing discovery. The carcass of a humpback...
It seems like in this video the most dangerous thing in the jungle was the alligator. Or crocodile and shit like that. Damn. They just want a feast. They just want humans. Let's see what happens in this next clip. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Whale. The creature's size alone was impressive. Roughly 36 feet long and nearly 20 feet wide. But what left researchers truly baffled was that the body wasn't found on a beach, but 50 feet inland, right in the middle of the trees. How did it get there?
Local chamado Morro do Padre, onde aqui nós encontramos uma baleia imensa.
Nós temos um pesado, né?
Olha aqui. Nossa, que coisa grande. Olha só, para vocês terem noção do tamanho do animal.
That look like a sculpture.
Scientists believe the young whale, separated from its mother, may have strayed too close to shore. Weakened and disoriented, it was likely swept up by a powerful tidal wave or storm surge that hurled it deep into the forest. Still, biologists are puzzled. What was a humpback calf doing so far from its usual migration routes, especially along Brazil's northern coastline? At only half the size of a full-grown adult, the whale was most likely lost and off course. Its discovery remains a mystery for researchers, a rare case of a marine animal ending up in the heart of the Amazon jungle. And what do you think? How could a whale have ended up so far from the ocean? Share your thoughts in the comments below. A giant anaconda glides directly beneath his boat.
I'm not sure.
According to the description of the original video, the snake measured nearly 65 feet in length. The sheer scale of this creature is mind-blowing. Its massive body stretches on for yards with no end in sight.
Aí, gente, ó. Sucurizona que eu passo na mão nela aqui, ó. O tamanho grosso da bicha aqui, ó. Ô, moleque. Vai embora, ó.
Its girth alone is so enormous it's almost impossible to believe your eyes. Just look at this monster. Now imagine what it must have felt like for the person who found himself face to face with what may be the largest anaconda ever seen. Even if there was no immediate danger, an encounter like this is something one would never forget. This footage stands as rare evidence that deep within the Amazon jungle, creatures of truly incredible size may still be lurking. The creator behind the channel, Hiking Dancer, has a deep passion for exploring the outdoors. She spends much of her time discovering new trails and sharing her adventures with her audience on YouTube. In the past, she often went on multi-day backpacking trips, but more recently, her content has focused mainly on day hikes. In this video, however, she decides to head out on a solo camping trip into the tropical forests of the Florida Peninsula. She begins on a side trail, hoping to reach a section she hasn't explored before. She had attempted this route once before, but didn't have the best experience. Still, determined to give the place another chance, she set off again.
Blue Blaze right now, trying to get onto the Florida Trail at a different section. This actually was the area I wanted to get to last time I hiked the trail, and I realized it was like the worst trail on earth. I'm giving this trail tries and tries, but this is a cool Blue Blaze from a trailhead, and it is a chillier day today, so I thought I want to try to hike a little bit.
After several hours of hiking, she finally found a good spot to set up camp. She pitched her tent, got everything in place, and lit a small fire to stay warm. Sitting by the flames, she brewed herself a cup of milk tea.
Just drank some milk tea, and the fire is going out. I could restart it, and probably I will get rid of the final wood that I have near here.
Late at night, as she tried to sleep, unsettling sounds echoed outside her tent.
Very disturbing if you're in the middle of the woods at night in your tent hearing this crazy shit. I ain't gonna front. Yeah, this is dead disturbing, I ain't gonna lie.
I'm so tired, but I can't sleep. So many sounds. I guess that was a bunch of coyotes just living their best life. They were really close. And it's actually raining a little bit right now, so it's like 10:30, and I went to bed at like
Coyotes or bobcats, predators whose cries can resemble a woman's wail or a child's scream, were nearby. To make matters worse, a light rain began to fall. Despite this, she stayed calm and didn't give in to panic. The animals never came close, and there was no real danger, but moments like these can rattle even experienced hikers, especially when camping alone. That's why it's always important to carry some form of protection, just in case. At sunrise, everything changed. The songs of birds, the freshness of the morning air, and the peaceful beauty of the American jungle brought a feeling of total serenity. A disturbing video that not everyone will be able to watch without looking away. Somewhere deep in the Amazon jungle, a man tried to catch fish with his bare hands, only to end up in a terrifying situation. In the footage, he plunges his arms and even his head into the murky water, hoping to grab a fish from the muddy bottom. But something goes horribly wrong. Out of nowhere, a venomous water snake latches directly onto his face, sinking its fangs in and holding on tight while injecting venom. Later, it was identified as a yellow-bellied sea snake. The man screams in fear and agony as his friend desperately yanks the snake from his face and then runs for help. The victim groans in pain and begins to lose consciousness. If you look closely, you can see the snake calmly swimming away down the river after the attack. A few days later, reports confirmed that the man had been rushed to a hospital in time, and his life was saved. A terrifying creature was spotted deep in the Khao Sok jungles of Thailand. At first glance, you might mistake it for a crocodile, but as it moves closer to the boat, it begins to look like something far more prehistoric. Something still unknown to science. The strange beast drifts past the fisherman's boat, and its appearance is chilling. Resembling a prehistoric crocodile, it slowly rises from beneath the water. Narrowed eyes, a protruding jaw lined with sharp yellow teeth. This river monster looks aggressive, and clearly dangerous to anyone who might cross its path.
Yeah, that's some alien shit right there. That look like one of those monsters you see from Halo. Yeah, hell no.
Some commenters,
Get the fuck out the
however,
river.
suggest a simpler explanation. that it could just be an ordinary crocodile swimming upside down. Brazil's National Indian Foundation has released drone footage capturing something extraordinary. An unknown, previously uncontacted tribe deep in the Amazon rainforest. In the video, a man can be seen walking across a forest clearing, carrying what appears to be a long object, likely a spear or wooden staff. How dangerous this tribe might be to outsiders remains uncertain. No one knows who they are or how they live, as this community has never been encountered before. Alongside the footage, researchers also published ground-level photos taken covertly, showing structures that seem to serve as housing, as well as canoes and a few primitive tools. In this region of the Amazon, there are 11 tribes known to have had at least some contact with the outside world, and around 8 more with whom no contact has ever been established. This newly discovered group appears to belong to the latter, an isolated tribe that may never have interacted with modern civilization. Just the sight of a single piranha is enough to send chills down your spine. But what if there were hundreds of them, and all of them ended up in your boat? That's exactly what this video shows. Watch closely. A man on a small boat decides to show off his skills at catching these bloodthirsty fish. A swarm of piranhas is more than capable of attacking and killing a person without hesitation. With his legs pulled up for safety, the Amazon fisherman effortlessly hauls dozens of piranhas into his boat, using nothing more than a chunk of meat tied to a stick. Now imagine what might happen if he were to fall overboard.
Yeah, that guy's very he's skilled doing that shit. And that dude's bold, I ain't gonna lie. He's pulling in piranhas and shit. And he just standing on like this little ass platform. And it's right in front of him too. Like, if he falls over right there on those piranhas, it's done. You're over with. Falls in that water, you're over with. But let's see what happens, because it had to be disturbing. Let's see the disturbing part about this, feel me?
By mistake. Just look at how viciously the fish tear into the bait.
Não, quero mais, pode dar mais. Eu vou levar pra vir dar pros caras lá no porto, tu acredita?
And here's another clip of a different Amazon fisherman demonstrating the same shocking technique of catching piranhas. The host
At the edge
of
of
an
the boat.
amateur Brazilian show
Yeah, that would have been.
set out with his
I'm gonna pause real
cameraman
quick.
for a nighttime kayak trip along the
I mean, that clip would have been disturbing if, you know what I'm saying, like, he almost lost balance and fell in, or like his leg fell in and they bit off his leg or something like that. But that's like a risky type of thing caught on camera. I ain't gonna front. The dude was at the tip of the boat. Like, you're fucked if you fucking, if a person's not at the other end, you fucked. I ain't gonna lie. Let's see what happens next.
Amazon River when something terrifying happened. They recorded everything on camera, using only a flashlight to cut through the darkness, while searching for the perfect spot to settle down and fish. Suddenly, violent strikes shook the boat from underneath. In the beam of light, hundreds of fish began leaping out of the water.
It's a fish war? What the hell's going on? Angry fish? Get the angry bird, angry fish. That's not funny. Nah, but yeah, this dude look like the fish trying to attack him.
The fear and the nervous, hysterical laughter of the fishermen can be felt through the screen. In that moment, they completely forgot why they were even there. The culprit turned out to be a swarm of predatory cichlids. What followed was a massive catch without effort, but at a cost. Dozens of scratches, cuts, and painful bites. The most frightening part is that these fish carry venom containing proteins that trigger itching, swelling, fever, redness, and even a tingling sensation. While the exact aftermath of this incident remains unknown, it's likely that the fisherman headed straight to the hospital afterward.
Yeah, those fish was pissed off at him, I ain't gonna lie. At the end of it all, peace, I'm out. Hold the best for y'all. Crazy video once again. That was 12 disturbing things take place in the jungle. One more time, show some love. I'm out. Peace. Tired as heck. Peace.